All right, now let's turn attention to Nigeria's maritime sector. The newly appointed Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, assumed office 2 months ago as the new head of the ministry following a minor cabinet reshuffle by President Muhammadu Buhari. The minister, who resumed duty at the ministry's headquarters, said he was already feeling at home at the ministry because he started his career in the maritime sector in 1984 and went through different sections of the ministry. He further assured the ministry that he has come to work and ensure the continuation of the tasks given to him by the president. Speaking on the next level of work and action, he said he will look for the low-hanging fruits and make sure that he puts them on the table as quickly as possible. Now, what are the prospects of Nigeria's maritime sector under the administration of the new minister? And this will form the crux of our next line of discussion. And for further analysis, we have Innocent Orok, a maritime and transport reporter for more than a decade. He joins us now virtually, and he is also the editor-in-chief, Rome Media Group, publishers of StarTimes newspaper and Rome Reporters. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Orok.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be with you.
Good to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Now, the new Minister of Transportation, Muazu Sambo, has been in the maritime industry for a very long time, serving, of course, leadership positions at the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA. And one would expect that he knows all of the goings on in that sector already. What are your expectations for him or of him?
Well, thank you very much. Sambo, as you have said, retired as a GM, General Manager with National Inland Waterways Authority. We expect not too much because with the context of Nigerian democracy, he has less than 6-7 months to do the job. And if you look at where his predecessor, Rotimi Amechi, stopped, we'll be anxious to see him hand over in the next 7 months to the next government. Critical aspects of what the next government will be able to take over from them from the next dispensation. Now, if you look at, the maritime sector under the Federal Ministry of Transportation has about 8 parastatals, key parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Transportation. We have NIMASA, we have MPA, we have Nigerian Shippers Council, we have National Inland Waterways Authority, we have Nigeria Railway Corporation, Council for Regulation of Freight Forwarders in Nigeria, we have Maritime Academy of Nigeria, we have NITT, and the ministry itself. I hope you are with me. Are you with me?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Like in NIMASA, a week ago, talking about the low-hanging fruits, a legacy that the minister can leave behind in the next 7 months. In fact, last 2 weeks, the media were watch of the minister promising to disburse the cabotage vessel financing fund, which is a fund contributed by ship owners, which has been a matter of controversy over the years.
Yes, so, we're coming to that, Mr. Orok, especially looking at the fact that the minister has promised that the $350 million fund, that's the cabotage vessel financing fund, he would ensure that it is disbursed to Nigerian ship owners. And as you've said, it is a 2% contribution of indigenous ship owners in the maritime industry for the development of indigenous shipping capacity to enable them maintain existing vessels and also purchase new ones. And this would also reduce the cost of capital flight and not having to outsource it to foreign companies. But as you rightly said, he has barely 6 months to do all of this. Do you see this achievable? Is it realistic?
Well, let me take you back memory lane. Before the Jonathan administration left office with the Patrick Akolobokemi as the DG of NIMASA, as at that time, talking about, I think, 2004 to 2005, 2014 to 2015. 6 companies were shortlisted. And, when the new government took over, there were a lot of issues, saying some people were, there were some news that the fund has been used for election and so on and so forth. But we must also get to the crux of how the fund is being disbursed. It's a tripartite. It's a tripartite fund. 40% NIMASA, 35% the bank, and 15% from the borrowing company. Now, we are skeptical because we don't know whether this groundwork has been done. The last time we heard of the fund, that was about 2-3 years ago, the outgoing minister was complaining that the borrowers, which are the shipping companies, don't have the capacity, the counterpart funding, that is 15%, to back up for their funds to be released. He was making us to understand that the bank was ready, Maza was ready with their own fund, but the companies don't have their own counterpart funding. And that is the last we heard of the fund. And we also know that the minister, according to the NIMASA Act, is the one that will approve the final signature for the fund. So, we have, like you said, we have heard the normal stories. But I know that I also made a contribution when the story was breaking last week. I said, can we get a view of what is happening? How many companies have been shortlisted, the amount, and at what point are they now? Because at the end of the day, we still, this is political time, people can make promises. We're supposed to know by now, okay, ABC company has applied, they have been approved, the funding, they have key in their counterpart funding, and so on and so forth. Even in the course of discussion in a platform that we are with a media essay or media to the minister, I also make an observation. I say, let us even find out whether the fund is still domiciled with CBN. Because by NIMASA Act, the fund is supposed to be domiciled in a commercial bank so that they can be generating revenue, they can be generating interest. But at a point in time, due to the controversy surrounding the fund, I think it was moved by the Prime Minister to the CBN. Now, I was assured that the Minister have allocated, has located the fund, that the fund is intact. But the processes, as at this point, has not been known to the media. Although the media aide to the Minister promised that in the next few days, they will churn out where they are in the process. Let's believe them. If the process has been kickstarted over 6, 7, 8 years ago, I think disbursing the fund, if the money is available, will not be a bigger problem.
Well, we know that the maritime sector is bedeviled with so many challenges. For instance, stakeholders have said that one of the priorities of this new minister should be to hasten up the construction of the port access roads. And these constructions have been going on for years. The minister has also said that as part of the railway modernization policy, these rail lines will be linked to the seaport for effective and efficient haulage of cargoes. Looking at these promises, are they just mere words, as you've said, or would we see them implemented before the minister leaves office?
We are skeptical too. We are skeptical because, like, for example, 2 weeks ago.
All right, Innocent Orob there talking to us about the new minister's prospects, especially as he assumed office 2 months ago. What are the prospects? What are the promises? Or what should we expect, especially in Nigeria's maritime sector? Thank you for joining us again, Innocent.
Okay. So like I was saying, you talk about the rail.
Okay. A bit of a challenge there with the audio connection. But of course, we'll look at all of these challenges, especially if you look at the trail that the former minister, Rotimi Amici, has set. He focused mainly on the railway construction, and we saw all of the development in that regard. But what exactly would Muazu do in this new administration? Now, in wrapping up, Innocent, what are the expectations, especially regarding the hastening up of the construction of port access roads, which is one of the major challenges of the maritime sector?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I'm talking about Port Access Road already. The Chinkan axis of Apapa Port and Chinkan and Ibadan Expressway is already, let's say, 80% completion. Let's hope they will wrap it up. But the owner port too is having issues. There's no construction work going on there. And I think the minister visited that axis 2 weeks ago and promised that they will align with the Minister of Works. But you must also understand that it may not be urgent because in the next few months, a new budget will be presented. Maybe, let's hope, some of the access roads that are deplorable now may be captured in the 2023 budget, subject to funding. And the other issue, like you said, the railway. Up to now, the Lagos-Ibadan railway that's supposed to link to Apapa Port is still in progress. And the only one that was functioning, the Apapa Ibadan to Kaduna, because of the breakdown of last time, it has been stopped. Now, I wanted to say that unfortunately, we were at Legacy for 2 weeks ago, and we asked a question. You say your port is starting by this month, and there is no rail link. And the management let us to understand that why the port cost them $1.6 billion to construct, the railway linking the port will cost $1.8 billion.
All right.
And
Innocent Oracle, we might not be able to push the conversation further.
Linking the Lekki deep sea port.
Yes.
So these are the challenges. Even the port access road, the ordinary road from the main road, the Lekki Expressway to the place is deplorable. They are working on it.
All right. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time on the show, Innocent Oracle.
Thank you. I'm very grateful.
All right. Have a good day.
Hope to have you next time.
Okay. We'll be speaking with Innocent Oracle, a stakeholder in the maritime sector.